there was an eternal flame of Rome that burned for over 1,000 years. This flame, considered vital to the city's very existence, was believed to protect Rome from harm. In the Temple of Vesta, housed in the Roman Forum, this sacred fire was maintained by a select group known as the Vestal Virgins. But the connection between these women and the flame's survival goes beyond mere tending. The chastity of the Vestals themselves was seen as a crucial component to Rome's endurance. If their purity was violated, it was believed that Rome was in grave danger. Explore how the Vestal Virgins maintained this sacred fire and why their personal virtues were intertwined with the fate of an empire. Before we begin, a small request. Most of the people listening tonight aren't subscribed. If this channel has ever helped you drift off, take a moment to subscribe. It's free, it helps this channel more than you'd think, and you can always change your mind later. And if you feel like it, leave a comment telling me where in the world you're listening from and what time it is where you are. I love reading them. One more thing before we begin. I'm also a co-founder of a sleep app built to be the most affordable one out there. No ads, ever. Just sounds and stories made to help you sleep. It may not be released yet as this video goes up, but if you're watching a little later, it might be out by now. Just search for it, it should be easy to find. It works on iPhone, Android, and everything in between. Downloading it is the best way to support this channel. The sacred fire of Rome, maintained by the Vestal Virgins, was a symbol of the city's enduring strength. But who were these women and how were they chosen? The process began at an early age. Vestal Virgins were chosen from the daughters of noble Roman families before they reached puberty. Their selection was a mark of high honor and religious significance. At just 7 years old, these young girls were ordained as Vestal Virgins. Their duties would span 3 decades, divided into 3 distinct phases. For the first 10 years, they learned the intricate rituals and duties required to maintain the sacred fire. The next 10 years were devoted to performing these tasks. In their final decade, they passed on this knowledge to the younger Vestals, ensuring the continuity of their sacred duties. The Vestal Virgins enjoyed a unique legal status within Roman society. They were freed from their father's authority and granted significant privileges. Their legal independence was a reflection of the high regard in which Vesta, the goddess of hearth and home, was held. The Vestal Virgins were the only full-time clergy dedicated to a Roman deity. Despite being cloistered within the Atrium Vestae and subject to strict rules, they held considerable influence in Roman affairs. Their service was not just a religious duty, it was seen as essential for the security and stability of Rome itself. It is clear that selecting Vestal Virgins was not just a matter of religious ritual, but also of statecraft and political strategy. Their sacred duties were only the beginning. The privileges and responsibilities they enjoyed within Roman society highlight their crucial role in maintaining Rome's divine protection. The Vestal Virgins held significant duties and privileges within Roman society, deeply connected to the city's survival. One of their primary duties was preparing molla salsa, a sacred cake used in rituals. Each year, on March 1st, they renewed this sacred fire during a special ceremony. Beyond these public rituals, Vestal Virgins also performed private rites integral to Roman society. These rites reflected the high regard in which they were held and their authority over Rome's eternal flame. The Vestal Virgins could appear publicly with official honors, highlighting their status within Roman society. Breaking their vows of chastity was seen as an ominous sign, carrying severe consequences for both the individual and the city. The punishment for such transgressions was incredibly harsh. In some cases, a Vestal Virgin could save a condemned prisoner from execution, highlighting the immense power they wielded within Roman society. However, their status came with a heavy responsibility. The consequences for breaking their vows reflected the seriousness of their role in maintaining Rome's divine protection. This belief was rooted in the official state theology, which linked the purity of the Vestal Virgins to the well-being of the empire. Punishments for such transgressions were brutal, reflecting the gravity with which Rome viewed these breaches of trust. Their punishment could range from being buried alive to more gruesome forms of execution, demonstrating the severity of their crimes in Roman eyes. This harsh treatment underscored the significance of their duties and the belief that any violation posed a direct threat to Rome's existence. Even minor infractions could result in severe penalties, highlighting the importance placed on their purity and dedication to their duties. This underscored the sacredness of their role and the profound consequences that accompanied any violation of their solemn oaths. The story goes that King Numa brought this sacred flame to Rome from the Etruscans, a neighbouring civilization known for their religious practices. This fire was believed to represent the very essence of the city's survival. This historical context sets the stage for understanding the profound impact these women had on the very fabric of Roman society, a story that will unfold further as we delve deeper into their roles and rituals. The Vestal Virgins were not just religious figures, they wielded considerable political power. Their prestige and independence from traditional male power structures set them apart in Roman society. They had the authority to free prisoners condemned to death and could pardon soldiers who had broken military discipline. Their influence extended beyond the religious sphere. They were often consulted on matters of state and could even change laws. Their chastity was seen as essential to Rome's stability. Any breach was believed to endanger the empire. This combination of religious significance and political clout made the Vestal Virgins among the most powerful figures in Roman society. Their duties and status highlight the intricate balance between religion and politics in ancient Rome. As we delve deeper into Roman society, we'll see how these women navigated their unique position to shape the very fabric of ancient Rome. Any vacancy was promptly filled by a girl from a suitable family, chosen for her physical perfection and impeccable character. Their training and service were meticulously overseen to ensure the sacred duties were performed flawlessly. Their chastity was as crucial as their diligence in tending the flame. Any breach of this vow was believed to jeopardize Rome's well-being, underscoring the profound connection between these women's bodies and the city's fate. Even today, the memory of these priestesses lingers in the collective consciousness, serving as a reminder of the enduring significance of their role in preserving Rome's sacred traditions. As we reflect on their story, we recognize that their dedication and purity were integral to the very survival of the city they served. The Vestal Virgins continue to hold a special place in Roman history, not just as figures from the past, but as symbols of the city's resilience and enduring spirituality. The selection process was rigorous, ensuring that only girls of the highest character and health were chosen. Once selected, their education began with a focus on religious practices and rituals essential to their role. They learned about the significance of purity, not just physical but also spiritual. This purity was believed to be crucial for maintaining the sacred fire that was seen as a literal condition for Rome's existence. This rigorous process ensured that the Vestals were not just priestesses, but guardians of Rome's spiritual and physical well-being. Their training was as much about discipline as it was about devotion. The temple where this flame burned was circular in shape, a unique architectural feature among Rome's temples. This design was not accidental. It symbolized the endless cycle of life and the eternal nature of Vesta's divine presence. This profound symbolism underscores the mythological and spiritual significance of the sacred fire in Roman culture. It was not just a matter of ritual or tradition, it was a belief that Rome's very survival depended on the continuous burning of this divine flame. Imagine a sprawling, rectangular building stretching over 50 meters long and 24 meters wide. Its sheer size alone hinted at the significance of its inhabitants and their duties. Every March 1st, the Vestals would renew this flame in a ritual that echoed through the halls of the Atrium. This event was no mere ceremony. It was believed to be crucial for Rome's survival and prosperity. The architectural design of the Atrium Vestae played a pivotal role in upholding this belief. Its grandeur and careful planning reflected the importance placed on the Vestals' duties, ensuring that every aspect of their lives was dedicated to maintaining Rome's divine connection. In this sanctified space, each Vestal could focus solely on her sacred duties, unhindered by the distractions of the outside world. The Atrium Vestae was more than a building, it was a testament to Rome's faith in its divine protection. During the Vestalia, Romans decorated their homes with wreaths and offered sacrifices to Vesta. This festival underscored the pervasive influence of the sacred fire in Rome's religious and cultural life. Through their meticulous care of the sacred fire and adherence to their vows of chastity, the Vestals ensured that Rome remained under divine protection and stability. Their commitment to chastity and diligent tending of the sacred fire reinforced the belief that Rome's existence and prosperity depended on their devotion and purity. The Vestal Virgins also played a crucial role in public sacrifices, ensuring that these rituals were carried out with the utmost purity and sanctity. Illustrating this, during the Vestalia festival, the Vestals would process through Rome in a grand spectacle that reminded all citizens of the vital role these virgins played in their society's spiritual life. One of the most striking examples of their political influence occurred during the reign of Emperor Tiberius. A Vestal Virgin intervened on behalf of a condemned prisoner and saved him from execution. This act of mercy underscored the significant power they wielded beyond the confines of their temple duties. Their ability to pardon condemned individuals highlighted their role in maintaining social order. This belief elevated the Vestals to guardians of Rome's security and stability. Their duty was not merely religious, it encompassed the survival of the empire. Through these privileges and their influence over critical aspects of Roman life, the Vestal Virgins maintained not only spiritual balance, but also social and political order. To grasp the significance of the Vestal Virgins and their sacred duties, we must delve into Rome's mythological origins. For the Romans, the eternal flame in the Temple of Vesta was not merely a symbol, but an embodiment of the city's very existence and survival. This belief stemmed from ancient legends, woven deeply into Roman culture and religion. The tale of Romulus and Remus is pivotal here. According to Roman mythology, these twin brothers were abandoned as infants and later found by a she-wolf who nurtured them until they were discovered by a shepherd. Growing up, the twins decided to found a new city on the site where they had been saved. However, a dispute over which one should rule led to a tragic conclusion. Romulus killed Remus and established Rome in his brother's name. This myth is crucial because it links the sacred flame directly to Rome's founding. Tradition holds that when Romulus marked out the boundaries of his new city, he performed a ritual known as the pomerium. This ceremony involved sacrificing a pregnant sow, a bull, and other animals, seeking divine favor for Rome. The eternal fire in Vesta's temple was believed to have been kindled from these very sacrifices. Thus, the flame represented not only the perpetual life of Rome, but also the sacrificial acts that ensured its divine protection. The Vestal Virgins were entrusted with maintaining this holy fire, ensuring that it never went out. Their chastity and purity were seen as essential for preserving the flame's sanctity and, by extension, Rome's well-being. Moreover, the goddess Vesta herself was revered not only as the protector of hearth and home, but also as a symbol of Rome's eternal resilience. Her cult dates back to the earliest days of Rome, indicating that the sacred flame has been a cornerstone of Roman belief since time immemorial. Through these privileges and their influence over critical aspects of Roman life, the Vestal Virgins maintained not only spiritual balance, but also social and political order. Their commitment to chastity and the consequences of breaking this vow were severe, reflecting the seriousness of their responsibilities. Despite these changes, their essence as guardians of Rome's spiritual well-being remained constant. Their chastity was seen not just as a personal virtue, but as a sacred duty necessary for the empire's safety and prosperity. Their authority over the sacred fire was not just a religious responsibility, but also a symbol of political stability and social order. Any perceived breach in their duties could spark fears that Rome itself was under threat. The Vestals' influence reached a zenith during the reign of Emperor Caligula, who granted them special privileges and legal independence. They could manage property and even save condemned prisoners from execution, showcasing their power within Roman society. However, as the empire faced internal strife and external threats, their role underwent scrutiny. some emperors saw them as a potential source of instability rather than a pillar of strength. Under Emperor Claudius, the college faced stricter regulations and heightened scrutiny. Yet, their duties endured as a testament to Rome's religious traditions and the belief in the power of divine protection. Their enduring relevance was evident in their adaptability. Despite societal shifts, they continued to serve as a symbol of Rome's continuity and spiritual center. The Vestals were not merely figures of ancient history, but played an active role in maintaining Rome's identity as the empire evolved around them. Beyond their sacred duties, the Vestal Virgins had a profound influence on Rome's marriage customs. Their chastity and dedication were not just revered, but seen as a model for Roman wives. Beyond the sacred duties of the Vestal Virgins, the cult of Vesta extended into the private spheres of Roman citizens. Families would perform rituals at these domestic altars, ensuring the goddess's presence and protection. Vesta was not merely a deity in the public sphere, but played an essential role in daily life. This private worship reinforced the idea that Rome's very existence was tied to these sacred fires. But how could such a vital role be maintained? The answer lies in imperial patronage, the support provided by Roman emperors. For example, Augustus constructed a magnificent colonnade surrounding the temple. This lavish addition not only enhanced the temple's architectural splendor, but also symbolized imperial support. Imperial patronage extended beyond physical structures. Emperors granted significant privileges to the Vestal Virgins, reflecting their high status in Roman society. These privileges included legal independence and influence in Roman affairs. Such backing elevated the Vestal's order, enhancing its status and influence within the city. Moreover, the political backing lent an aura of legitimacy to their duties, reinforcing the idea that Rome's survival depended on their chastity and dedication. Without this patronage, the continuity of the Vestal's role would have been precarious, threatening Rome's sense of divine protection. The flame's survival was thus intricately tied to their own, emphasizing the interdependence of the Vestals and Rome itself. Their duties extended beyond mere ritualistic acts. They were integral to Rome's sense of identity and continuity. It is a testament to the enduring power of imperial patronage that the Vestals could continue their duties for over 1,000 years, until the cult's abolishment in 3094 CE. In late antiquity, as the Roman Empire began to crumble, the role of the Vestal Virgins saw significant changes. The cult of Vesta, once central to Rome's religious and political life, started to lose its prominence. The rise of Christianity presented a new paradigm that challenged the traditional Roman pantheon. As Christian beliefs gained influence, many of Rome's ancient religious practices began to wane. The Vestal Virgins, however, adapted their duties to maintain relevance in this shifting landscape. Their role in tending the sacred fire of Vesta remained crucial, symbolizing Rome's enduring spirit. Despite the changing times, the significance of their chastity and devotion to Rome's survival was never forgotten. Their duties evolved to include new rituals that reflected the needs of a changing society. In this way, the Vestal Virgins demonstrated remarkable adaptability and resilience. Their enduring relevance underscores the deep-rooted importance of their role in Roman society. Now, let's investigate how these responsibilities translated into legal protections and exemptions under Roman law. One specific law pertaining to Vestals was the Lex Papiria. This law granted them significant privileges, including legal independence from their fathers, a rarity for women in ancient Rome. Moreover, their testimony in trials was considered highly reliable due to their sacred duty and perceived purity. In legal disputes, their word carried immense weight. However, this power came with an equally harsh punishment should they violate their vows. Breaking their chastity was seen as a grave offense against Rome itself, resulting in severe penalties. These legal protections and exemptions are a testament to their special place in Roman society. They were not just figures of religion, but also influential participants in the city's governance. During times of turmoil or political upheaval, the Vestals' role often grew more crucial. Their unwavering commitment became a beacon of stability. In later periods, their status as influential figures persisted. They held significant political and social influence, even intervening in matters of life and death. Throughout these reforms, their duties evolved, but their core mission remained unchanged: to safeguard Rome's sacred fire and ensure its continuity. Even as Rome transformed around them, their role retained its essential place, reflecting the city's enduring need for divine guidance and protection. In this context of religious reforms, we see not just a story of change, but also one of resilience, of traditions that withstood the test of time. Their story serves as a reminder that even amid societal shifts, some traditions remain steadfast, providing the very foundation upon which civilizations are built. The iconography of the Vestal Virgins in Roman art reveals their profound significance and influence. Let's explore how they were depicted and what these depictions tell us about their role. One of the most iconic representations is found in the Ara Pacis Augusti, a monument dedicated to the Pax Romana. Here, the Vestal Virgins are shown performing their sacred duties. Their presence in this monument underscores their importance in state rituals and ceremonies. These depictions are not just artistic embellishments, they carry deep cultural significance. Another significant piece is the Cister Ficaronii, a magnificent bronze casket from the 4th century BC. The decorative reliefs on this casket include scenes of the Vestal Virgins. These images showcase the Vestals' role in maintaining the sacred fire and performing other crucial rites. The detail given to these scenes underscores their religious and social importance. In many sculptures and reliefs, the Vestal Virgins are depicted with attributes like a fire pan or a jug of water, symbols of their duties and purity. Their story serves as a visual testament to the enduring traditions that provide the foundation for civilizations like ancient Rome. The superstitions surrounding the Vestals went beyond just maintaining the fire. Their chastity was seen as crucial for Rome's survival. These cakes were thought to be essential for the validity of public sacrifices, further cementing the Vestals' role in Rome's religious and civic life. The rituals performed by the Vestals were deeply ingrained in Roman culture and were believed to have profound effects on the city's fate. For example, the renewal of the sacred fire every year on March the 1st was seen as a critical event for Rome's continued existence. This annual ritual was performed with great care and reverence, reflecting the deep-seated belief in their power to maintain Rome's stability. The Vestals' duties touched on every aspect of the city's life, from religious practices to civic rituals, reinforcing their importance in Roman society. To keep this flame alive and burning brightly, they employed advanced ventilation systems in the temple. These systems ensured a steady supply of oxygen to fuel the fire while also drawing out smoke and impurities. Their expertise in managing airflow didn't just stop at the temple. It extended to public baths and granaries, where proper ventilation was crucial for safety. In Roman bathhouses, poor ventilation could lead to a buildup of toxic fumes from the heating systems. The Vestals' knowledge ensured that these spaces were well ventilated, preventing potential disasters. In granaries, maintaining airflow was vital to prevent the grain from spoiling or catching fire. Their meticulous care of the sacred flame translated into practical applications that safeguarded Rome's infrastructure. Their role went beyond ritual, it was integral to the city's physical well-being. It's a reminder that the principles of ancient religion and modern engineering are more intertwined than we might think. So next time you see a well-ventilated building, remember the ancient Roman priestesses who first mastered this essential skill. Their legacy lives on in the structures that keep us safe today. In ancient Rome, the concept of maintaining health through chastity was not uncommon. The Vestals, chosen for their purity, were believed to embody this principle. Their lifestyle, one of celibacy and dedication, was seen as a means to preserve both physical and spiritual well-being. This belief extended beyond the Temple of Vesta. Roman physicians, observing the Vestals' robust health, adopted certain practices into their medical treatments. The emphasis on chastity as a pathway to better health is one such example. Many Romans believed that sexual abstinence could cure ailments. Some therapies, such as the use of sacred waters from the Temple of Vesta, were adapted for broader medical applications. These waters, believed to have healing properties, were often prescribed by Roman physicians for various ailments. Moreover, the rituals performed by the Vestals, including their role in maintaining Rome's sacred fire, were thought to protect the city from illness. Their presence was seen as a safeguard against diseases that could threaten Rome's populace. Their legacy lives on, resonating through the medical practices that continue to evolve today. Treaties and alliances were often sealed with rituals involving the Vestals, reinforcing the pact's sanctity under Rome's divine watch. Their legacy echoes through the ages, illustrating how religious purity and political continuity were inextricably woven into the fabric of ancient Rome's stability. Even today, their story serves as a poignant reminder of how religious devotion and political integrity can intertwine to forge the resilience of a civilization. Their duties involved not just tending to the eternal flame, but also performing rituals that ensured stability in Rome's marketplaces. These rituals were believed to ward off financial misfortune and maintain a steady flow of commerce. Their influence extended beyond the city limits, impacting trade routes that were vital for Rome's economic health. Traders often sought the Vestal's blessing before embarking on long journeys, believing it would ensure safe passage and successful ventures. Moreover, their role in seasonal festivals had a profound impact on Rome's agricultural practices. These festivals celebrated the changing of seasons and were essential for maintaining the rhythm of agricultural life. By ensuring that farmers knew when to plant and harvest, they helped sustain Rome's food supply and economic stability. Thus, the Vestals' religious devotion was deeply intertwined with the economic well-being of Rome, illustrating how spiritual practices can contribute to material prosperity. The Atrium Vestae, located beside the temple, served as their residence. Here, archaeologists have uncovered remnants that shed light on the daily lives of these priestesses. Among the artifacts found are intricate hairpins, jewelry, and everyday items that reveal a life of devotion and ceremony. These artifacts are not mere relics, but tangible evidence of the role and significance of the Vestal Virgins. Their tombs, often simple and unadorned, bear inscriptions that mention them by name, offering a glimpse into their personal histories. Inscriptions found in the Atrium Vestae and other Roman sites pay tribute to their chastity and service. Each inscription tells a story of dedication and sacrifice. Their story is not one of distant myth, but a tangible thread woven into the fabric of Rome's history. The rise of Christianity brought significant changes to Rome's religious landscape. This new faith introduced monotheistic beliefs that clashed with the polytheism of ancient Roman practices. As Christianity gained influence, attitudes towards pagan practices began to shift. The once sacred duties performed by the Vestal Virgins started to lose their significance. This decision marked a profound change in Rome's religious traditions and underscored the growing power of Christianity within the empire. The story of the Vestal Virgins is a testament to how religious practices and their significance can evolve over time within shifting cultural landscapes. Their tale is a vivid reminder that what once seemed indispensable can fade in the face of new beliefs and shifting values. Any deviation from this sacred duty could spell doom for the city. A Vestal Virgin's chastity was equally vital. Rituals were meticulously performed to ensure the flame's purity. Failure to maintain these traditions could have disastrous consequences. This deep-rooted superstition reflects the profound connection between Rome and its sacred fire. Understanding these beliefs deepens our appreciation for the cultural significance of the sacred flame. Their commitment to these daily activities and rituals was unwavering, as they understood that the continuity of Rome depended on their diligence. In understanding these responsibilities, we gain a deeper appreciation for the cultural significance of their role in Roman society. Their dedication to maintaining Rome's sacred fire highlights the essential connection between spiritual devotion and the city's survival. This unbroken tradition of guarding the sacred fire spanned centuries and was believed to be one of the key factors contributing to Rome's longevity and success as an empire. Their symbolic importance was deeply ingrained in Roman military strategy, which often hinged on more than just the strength of weapons and the prowess of soldiers. It also depended on maintaining the favour of the gods. Their role intertwined with Rome's military prowess, ensuring that the gods' favour remained steadfast, guiding Roman armies to victory after victory. In ancient Rome, fertility and harvest were intricately linked to divine approval. The Vestals performed rituals believed to appease Ceres, the goddess of grain and fertility. These rites were meticulously designed to ensure that Rome's fields would yield bountiful harvests year after year. The Vestals' chastity was seen as a critical component in maintaining the gods' favour, thereby securing agricultural abundance. Central to their duties was the preparation of mola salsa, sacred cakes used in ceremonies dedicated to Ceres. The Vestal Virgins carefully crafted these offerings, believing that their purity would influence the deity's response. These rituals were not mere superstitions, they formed the heart of Rome's agrarian religion, influencing how farmers sowed their seeds and expected to reap their harvests. Their presence and actions were seen as crucial for ensuring that these new buildings adhered to the divine plan, thus contributing to Rome's resilience and prosperity. Their duties also included ensuring that any alterations or renovations to existing structures were done with proper divine guidance and approval, maintaining the architectural integrity of these spaces. Moreover, their influence extended beyond specific buildings. When new roads or public works were planned, the Vestals would be consulted to ensure that these projects aligned with divine will and did not disturb the balance of Rome's sacred landscape. In a sense, the Vestals were not just guardians of fire, but also architects of Rome's divine plan, ensuring that every aspect of the city was in harmony with the gods. Their presence and influence extended beyond their physical roles. Within the Atrium Vestae, they were integral to Rome's architectural integrity, ensuring that the city's buildings and spaces reflected the divine will. Their role in preserving ancient rituals was essential to maintaining the continuity of Roman traditions. They were entrusted with maintaining historical records that documented Rome's religious practices and customs. Their role highlighted how deeply Roman society valued its traditions and history, and the lengths they went to protect them. Their role in maintaining the sacred fire was not merely symbolic, it carried substantial economic weight. Funding the temple required significant resources. The task fell primarily to wealthy Roman families and prominent patrons who saw the sanctity of this flame as a matter of national pride. These benefactors understood that their contributions were not just charitable acts, they were investments in Rome's stability and survival. The economic role of the Vestal Virgins went beyond merely receiving funds, they were also entrusted with managing the temple's wealth and assets. This included properties, lands, and financial reserves that were used to support the maintenance of the eternal flame as well as other sacred rituals. Their financial acumen and strict adherence to chastity ensured that these resources were used wisely and with integrity. This legal independence further underscored their economic importance. Their decisions could shape the temple's financial future. Their chastity and commitment to duty were not just spiritual virtues, they were also economic safeguards. Any breach of their vows could jeopardize not just their personal sanctity, but Rome's financial stability. This underscores their significance in Rome's fabric, as vital for the city's survival as the flame they guarded. This demonstrates how the moral integrity of the Vestal Virgins served as a beacon for Roman society, cementing their importance in maintaining stability and order. Their role as guardians of Rome's sacred fire extended to safeguarding the moral fabric of the city itself. The psychological impact of serving as a Vestal Virgin was profound, with their duties requiring exceptional mental fortitude. They were expected to remain chaste for 30 years, a commitment that demanded unwavering resolve and self-control. The isolation from the outside world, combined with the weight of their duties, must have been overwhelming at times. To cope, They relied on spiritual solace derived from their sacred role and the knowledge that their actions were essential for Rome's survival. Despite the mental challenges, incidents of Vestal Virgins breaking their vows of chastity are rare, demonstrating their remarkable psychological strength. Their commitment to Rome was so profound that any perceived transgression could cause panic within the city, highlighting the depth of their influence. Though exact historical accounts are scarce, their endurance through such trials showcases a level of mental fortitude that is truly remarkable. The emotional challenges they faced were monumental, yet the Vestal Virgins stood as a testament to human resilience in service of their divine duties. Through their role, they gained spiritual comfort and the knowledge that their sacrifices were integral to Rome's well-being. Their psychological impact on Rome was profound, underscoring the crucial role they played in the city's survival and stability. Despite the immense pressures, their dedication to maintaining the sacred fire remained steadfast, a true testament to their mental resilience and devotion. The Atrium Vestae, where the Vestals lived, saw significant architectural improvements over time. These innovations were driven by the need to create a safe and suitable environment for tending the sacred flame. For instance, the introduction of advanced ventilation systems ensured that smoke from the eternal flame could be effectively managed, reducing health risks for the Vestals and improving their working conditions. This commitment to precision and innovation not only ensured the flawless execution of religious ceremonies, but also set a high standard for ritual practices across Rome. Their influence extended beyond the Temple of Vesta, fostering a culture where accuracy and meticulousness in religious observances were valued. The Vestals played a significant role in educating young girls, particularly those destined for priestly roles or prominent marriages within influential Roman families. They were entrusted with teaching not only religious rites, but also essential skills and virtues that were vital for the preservation of Rome's cultural heritage. One of their most notable contributions to education was their emphasis on maintaining chastity, a value that was seen as integral to the survival of the empire. They taught young girls the importance of purity and self-control, lessons that resonated beyond religious practices. Their educational methods were innovative for their time, focusing not just on memorization, but also on practical application and understanding. This approach ensured that future priestesses and wives could uphold the traditions with accuracy and reverence. In addition to religious instruction, they imparted knowledge of arts such as weaving, spinning, and other domestic skills, crucial for maintaining a household under divine protection. The Vestal Virgins' influence on education extended beyond the classroom, instilling in Roman society a deep respect for the value of learning and discipline. Their exemplary devotion to their duties served as a model for young Romans seeking to emulate such virtues. Paintings and frescoes adorning public buildings and private homes often featured scenes from the Vestals' lives, highlighting their rituals and significance. These artistic narratives served to educate and inspire the populace, instilling a sense of pride and reverence for the sacred traditions they upheld. Their presence in art was not merely decorative, it underscored the cultural belief that Rome's stability and prosperity were intrinsically linked to their purity and devotion. Through these artistic depictions, the Vestal Virgins became not just figures of veneration, but also symbols woven into the very fabric of Roman identity. Moreover, their representation in art served as a form of social control, reinforcing the ideal of female chastity and the importance of piety within Roman society. Their influence extended beyond visual arts to literature, where their stories were often woven into myths and legends that further cemented their place in Roman culture. This artistic reverence further underscored their role in instilling a deep respect for the sacred duties they performed, ensuring that Rome remained under divine protection. But the sacred fire in Rome's Temple of Vesta was not merely a matter of religious reverence, it had profound legal implications too. Their position in society was so revered that special legislation protected their chastity, recognizing the vital connection between their purity and Rome's survival. If a Vestal Virgin was found to have broken her vow of chastity, the punishment was severe. She could be buried alive in the Campus Celeratus. This harsh penalty underscored the gravity with which Romans viewed the Vestals' role and their impact on the city's fate. This independence was a testament to the power they held within Roman society and the respect accorded to their duties. These legislative privileges highlighted the Vestals' critical role in maintaining Rome's sanctity and prosperity, contributing to the city's stability and survival. It was believed that any ash or cinder from the eternal flame could be used to treat various ailments. These ashes were considered particularly potent in treating wounds and skin conditions. Their rituals often included purification ceremonies aimed at maintaining the city's spiritual and physical health. In times of crisis or epidemic, Romans would turn to the Vestal Virgins for rituals believed to ward off diseases and restore harmony. Their role in maintaining Rome's sacred fire thus had a direct impact on the overall well-being of its citizens, demonstrating how their duties extended far beyond mere religious observance. This underscored the deep interconnection between spiritual practices and healthcare in ancient Roman society. Augustus also saw to it that the Vestals received proper education and training in their duties, reflecting the high regard in which they were held. In another instance, Emperor Nero intervened directly to support the Vestal Virgins when a rumor of corruption within the cult emerged. He investigated the matter personally and took steps to purge any impurity that might have infiltrated the sacred order. One such festival was Saturnalia, a time of great celebration and revelry. During this period, the strict social hierarchies of Rome were temporarily reversed, and slaves could even dine at the same table as their masters. They also participated in the rites of Matronalia, a festival dedicated to women and fertility. This celebration honoured the Roman matrons and their contribution to the family and society. Another significant festival where they played a role was Perilia, the birthday of Rome. This festival commemorated the founding of the city and celebrated its ongoing vitality. Their involvement in these festivals demonstrated that their duties extended far beyond the confines of the Temple of Vesta, touching upon the very heart and soul of Rome's religious and cultural life. Their presence at these celebrations served as a constant reminder that Rome's survival was intrinsically linked to their unwavering commitment and purity. Moreover, they received regular monetary allowances from the state. These financial benefits were not just a sign of respect, they ensured that the Vestals could live comfortably and focus on their sacred tasks without worry. Their economic status wasn't merely about personal wealth, it played a crucial role in Rome's stability. With substantial assets at their disposal, Vestals could invest in properties and businesses, contributing to the city's economic growth and resilience. But with great privilege came equally great responsibility. The slightest hint of impropriety could jeopardize not just the Vestals' life, but Rome's very existence, according to state theology. Every year when Roman legions set out on new campaigns, it was customary for a Vestal Virgin to accompany them. Her presence, it was believed, would bless their endeavours and ensure victory. Before battles, the Vestals would perform rituals and pray for the safety of Rome's soldiers. They were seen as divine intermediaries, able to channel the gods' favour onto the battlefield. Their chastity was considered a potent force, capable of turning the tide in Rome's favour. Their very presence, untouched and pure, was thought to ward off evil spirits that might threaten the troops. Their role was so crucial that when a military campaign faced trouble, the Vestals would often perform additional rites to appease the gods and secure victory. This sacred bond between the Vestals and the Roman military underscores their importance in preserving the city's survival and prosperity. This symbolic union has profound implications for Rome's survival and prosperity, emphasizing the Vestals' sacred role as guardians of the city's flame. The mythological union, known as a hieros gamos, or sacred marriage, is an ancient practice that signifies the divine bond between a deity and a mortal representative. In Rome, this rite symbolizes Vulcan's eternal commitment to safeguarding the city through the Vestals' unwavering chastity. The Vestal Virgins, chosen from prominent families and dedicated to their role at a young age, epitomize this divine covenant. This union with Vulcan elevates the Vestals to a role far beyond mortal bounds, making them indispensable guardians of Rome's divine flame and the city's very existence. But there's more to the Vestals than just guarding Rome's sacred flame. They played a crucial role in fertility rites, promoting agricultural abundance and ensuring the city's prosperity. Every April, the Vernalia festival took place. This ceremony was dedicated to Vesta, and the Vestals participated in rituals designed to encourage fertility. The Ambarvalia festival was another significant event where the Vestals played a pivotal role. This festival aimed to ensure the fertility and abundance of Rome's farmlands. Through their participation in these rituals, the Vestals were not just guardians of Rome's divine fire, but also caretakers of its agricultural bounty. So, when they tended the sacred fire or performed in these fertility rituals, they were effectively ensuring Rome's continued prosperity. This intricate connection between the Vestals and Rome's agricultural well-being underscores their indispensable role in the city's survival. Their duties extended far beyond simply maintaining the eternal flame. They were critical to Rome's overall thriving and stability. In their role as Vestals, they embodied the intertwined fate of Rome's divine protection and its earthly abundance. Rome's calendar was intricately tied to the movements of celestial bodies. The Vestals were responsible for intercalating the calendar, adding an extra month when necessary to ensure it aligned with the cosmic rhythms. This process was not just about maintaining religious accuracy, but also ensuring Rome's civic life ran smoothly. The Vestals would observe the night sky to determine if an extra month was needed. By tracking the phases of the moon and the appearance of specific stars, they could decide whether to add a month known as mensis intercalaris or mercedonius. Their expertise in these matters was so highly valued that the Pontifex Maximus, the highest religious authority in Rome, often consulted with them on calendar-related decisions. The Vestals' meticulous care of both the eternal flame and the calendar system underscored their pivotal role in keeping Rome aligned with cosmic rhythms. Without their unwavering commitment, Rome's religious ceremonies could fall out of sync with the cosmos, a misalignment that was thought to put the city in grave danger. Their work illustrates the profound intertwining of Rome's divine protection and its earthly organization. For Rome to thrive, it needed both the eternal fire and the calendar system that reflected the harmony of the cosmos. Their duties highlighted how intricately Rome's fate was tied to celestial rhythms, a testament to the importance of their role in maintaining this balance. Among their critical roles was performing rituals to ensure Roman victories in battle. One such ritual was the evocatio, which involved invoking and transferring foreign deities to Rome. This rite symbolically weakened enemy forces by drawing their divine protection to Rome. The Vestals' prayers were believed to be so powerful that they could sway the balance of a battle in Rome's favour. For instance, during the Punic Wars, the Vestals' prayers and rites were thought to have played a pivotal role in Rome's eventual victory over Carthage. Their spiritual duties, though less visible than the soldiers on the battlefield, were crucial for Rome's military dominance and survival. In Roman art, the depiction of a Vestal Virgin often conveyed themes of purity and loyalty. Their images were used to represent ideals that were essential for Rome's stability. One example is the famous statue of a Vestal Virgin found in many temples and public spaces. This statue typically shows the young priestess with a serene expression, holding the sacred implements of her office. The image was not just a portrait, it served as a symbolic reminder of the virtues that Rome valued most: purity and devotion. These frescoes emphasized the central role of the Vestals in maintaining Rome's sanctity and prosperity. The eternal flame, a key element in these artworks, served as a visual anchor for these themes. Mosaics too were used to depict the Vestal Virgins, often found in the floors of important public buildings and villas. These mosaics captured the intricate details of their ceremonial attire, emphasizing the grandeur and importance of their role. The symbolic power of these artworks went beyond mere representation. They were a visual affirmation of Rome's cultural identity and the values it upheld. It is through these depictions that we glimpse the broader impact of Vestal Virgins beyond their direct duties, showing how central they were to Roman cultural identity. Their images as guardians of Rome's eternal flame symbolized the steadfast values and traditions that Rome sought to preserve. This symbolism underscored their profound influence on Roman society and culture, demonstrating the broad impact of these priestesses beyond their immediate duties. Beyond their spiritual duties, the Vestal Virgins enjoyed unique economic privileges that set them apart from other Roman women. Unlike many women in ancient Rome, the Vestals had the right to own property and manage wealth independently. This financial autonomy was a stark contrast to the typical role of women in Roman society, who were often restricted by legal dependence on their fathers or husbands. Their economic stability contributed to Rome's overall well-being, as they invested in various ventures and left substantial bequests. Through their investments, the Vestals supported Rome's economic infrastructure and ensured long-term prosperity. Their economic contributions further illustrated how essential they were to Rome's overall well-being and survival. Beyond their primary duties, the Vestal Virgins played significant roles in several major Roman festivals. Their presence elevated these events' significance and underscored their broader cultural importance. During Saturnalia, a festival celebrating the god Saturn, the Vestals participated in rituals that added a layer of sanctity to the festivities. Their involvement in public ceremonies, such as sacrifices and processions, served as a reminder of Rome's divine protection. Similarly, their participation in the Perilia festival, which honored the founding of Rome, imbued these celebrations with a sense of continuity and divine favor. The Vestals' roles in these festivals highlighted their connection to Rome's sacred past and their responsibility for maintaining the city's prosperity. In addition, during Matronalia, a festival dedicated to women, the Vestal Virgins performed specific rites that reinforced their symbolic role as guardians of Roman chastity and purity. Roman architects designed buildings and public spaces to honor and reflect the role of these sacred priestesses. Its unique circular design stood out among the other rectangular temples in the Forum. This residential complex featured a large public hall and private apartments for each Vestal. The architectural symbolism did not end there. The urban landscape of Rome itself was designed to incorporate their role. Public spaces and structures, such as aqueducts and baths, were often adorned with motifs and inscriptions honoring Vesta and her priestesses. Their rituals on March 1st were particularly significant. On this day, the Vestals would renew the sacred fire. This ceremony was believed to ensure the fertility of Rome's crops and livestock for another year. The Vestals held authority over the fire, which was seen as a condition for Rome's existence. Their role extended beyond religious and civic realms, influencing the very cycles that sustained Rome. Their duties thus touched the heart of Roman life in ways both sacred and practical. It reveals how deeply intertwined their responsibilities were with the city's enduring prosperity. In a world where divine favor was crucial for every aspect of life, the Vestals ensured that favor extended to Rome's farms and fields. In ancient Rome, the calendar was not merely a tool to mark time, it was intricately linked to religious and agricultural cycles. The Vestal Virgins, with their unwavering dedication, were entrusted with the task of ensuring that each day was accurately recorded. They performed ceremonies and rituals that marked the passage of time, synchronizing Rome's social, religious, and agricultural life with the cosmos. Their meticulous adherence to this duty ensured that Rome's festivals and sacrificial rites were conducted at the correct times, maintaining harmony with the divine order. For Romans, a day missed could mean more than just an error. It signified misalignment with the gods and potential disaster for the city. Their diligent work ensured that Rome's calendar remained consistent, fostering a sense of stability and cohesion across the vast empire. With each passing day accurately recorded, Rome's farmers knew when to plant, its merchants understood optimal trading seasons, and its citizens could celebrate festivals in harmony. This divine alignment was believed to be essential for Rome's prosperity and protection, a testament to the profound trust placed in these priestesses. Thus, the Vestal Virgins stood not only as keepers of a sacred flame, but as guardians of time itself, a duty that cemented their indispensable place in Roman society. In Roman beliefs, the transition from life to death was seen as a delicate process that required precise ritualistic attention. The Vestal Virgins were vital in ensuring this passage was conducted with spiritual integrity. One of their key responsibilities was the preparation and lighting of funeral pyres, a task that symbolized the journey of the soul from the mortal world to the afterlife. Their presence at these rites was essential, as their chastity and purity were believed to ensure the deceased's safe passage through the realms of death. Moreover, the Vestal Virgins led processions during funeral ceremonies, guiding the spirits of the departed towards their final resting place with solemn dignity. Thus, their involvement in Roman funerary rites underscored the all-encompassing nature of their responsibilities and the profound significance of their chastity to preserving Rome's spiritual integrity. With each ritual, they wove the sacred thread that bound Rome together, a thread that, if broken, might unravel the very fabric of their city's existence. During the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD, as flames devoured the city, the Vestals performed their most crucial duty. They carried the sacred fire to safety, preserving it from the inferno. With this act, they became beacons of hope amidst chaos, maintaining not just a flame, but the spiritual heartbeat of Rome. Their presence during the Punic Wars also offered a sense of stability and protection. As generals like Hannibal marched on the city, the Vestals performed rituals that were believed to secure divine favor for Rome. These ceremonies, steeped in ancient tradition, provided a spiritual fortress against external threats. Through their rituals and chastity, the Vestals wove an invisible net of protection around Rome. In times of crisis, they served as a spiritual anchor, grounding the city in its sacred traditions and offering resilience amidst turmoil. Their roles were not merely ceremonial, they held real political and spiritual power, influencing the course of Rome's history during its darkest hours. Their duties extended beyond the temple, encompassing the very soul of the city. To keep the flame burning perpetually, they used specific woods known for their longevity and slow-burning properties. The Temple of Vesta was designed with careful considerations, including a special ventilation system to control airflow. This system ensured that the fire received just the right amount of oxygen, preventing it from burning too rapidly or extinguishing due to lack of air. Historical records also detail emergency measures taken by the Vestals in case of a fire mishap. In such events, they were prepared to quickly transfer the flame to another carefully prepared site, ensuring that the sacred fire would not be lost. Without the eternal fire, it was believed that Rome's divine protection could be compromised, leading to potential disasters. Therefore, their meticulous fire safety protocols were not just rituals, but a vital safeguard for the stability and security of Rome. The initiation of a Vestal Virgin began with the selection process, which was rigorous and meticulous. The priestesses were chosen from among the most esteemed Roman families, with particular attention paid to their physical appearance and moral character. The young girls, typically aged 6 to 10, had to be physically flawless, free of any blemishes or defects. Additionally, both their parents had to be alive and well regarded within Roman society. Once selected, the girls underwent a series of rituals designed to prepare them for their sacred duties. These rites included taking vows of chastity and dedication to the goddess Vesta. The initiation process underscored the commitment and seriousness of their role in maintaining the sacred fire, demonstrating how crucial their duties were to Rome's survival and stability. Their meticulous training and adherence to rituals served as a vital safeguard for the city, ensuring that the eternal flame of Rome continued to burn brightly. The sacred fire was the heart of Roman civilization, a beacon that drew merchants from across the known world to Rome's markets. Rome's economic prosperity depended on reliable trade routes and safe passage for goods. The Vestal Virgins' role was to ensure these routes remained secure under the protection of Vesta. This divine safeguard extended beyond Rome's borders, ensuring that ships carrying valuable cargo could sail without fear of misfortune or attack. Moreover, the Vestals themselves were granted substantial financial privileges by the state. These rituals were integral to Rome's religious identity and economic well-being, ensuring that the gods remained favorable towards the city. The Vestals' commitment ensured that Rome continued to thrive under divine protection, attracting more trade and wealth to its shores. Their unwavering dedication was more than a religious devotion. It was the cornerstone of Rome's prosperity and resilience. These priestesses were entrusted with the sacred duty of tending to the flame. They employed meticulous Roman fire management techniques to ensure that it remained lit at all times. The Virgins used a variety of fuels: wood, charcoal, and even specific types of resinous woods like pine and fir, each serving its unique purpose. Wood provided the initial spark and a steady source of heat, but it had to be carefully managed to avoid creating excessive smoke that might extinguish the flame. Charcoal, on the other hand, burned cleaner and hotter, making it ideal for maintaining a consistent temperature around the flame. To prevent any sudden disruptions in the supply of fuel, the Vestals had to keep a stockpile of these resources ready. Their storerooms were filled with meticulously prepared logs and carefully packed charcoal, ensuring that they always had access to the best materials. In times of scarcity, or when fresh supplies couldn't be gathered quickly enough, the Virgins turned to resinous woods. The resins in these trees provided a slow-burning fuel that could sustain the flame for extended periods. But maintaining the flame wasn't just about having the right materials, it required constant vigilance and precise technique. The Vestals used specialized tools to manage the flame tongs for careful adjustment of the logs, bellows to stoke the fire gently when needed. They also employed clever strategies like placing larger logs at the base of the fire and smaller ones on top to control the rate of combustion. Their skill in managing different types of fuel ensured that the flame remained constant and reliable. They used tongs to carefully manage the fire, ensuring that it was fed with precision and not allowed to grow too large or small. Bellows were also an essential tool in their arsenal, used to gently stoke the fire and maintain a steady flame without causing sudden bursts of heat. Their choice of fuel was meticulous. They preferred dry, seasoned wood that burned cleanly and evenly, avoiding the smoke and ash that could extinguish or disrupt the flame. Daily maintenance routines included regular checks to ensure the fire was neither too weak nor too strong, and adjustments were made accordingly. Special precautions were taken during stormy weather to shield the fire from wind and rain, ensuring that the sacred flame remained protected and uninterrupted. These technical skills were not merely practical, but held profound significance for Rome's survival. Their ability to maintain the fire continuously highlighted their critical role in preserving Rome's spiritual well-being and continuity. And as the flame burned steadily, so did Rome's faith in its divine protection remain unwavering. To maintain the sacred fire, Roman engineers took great precautions to prevent accidental fires from spreading throughout the city. The Shrine of Vesta was built with a raised platform to elevate the sacred flame and make it less vulnerable to ground-level fires. Architects also designed the temple with open spaces and ventilation systems to disperse smoke quickly in case of a small fire. Surrounding buildings were constructed with non-flammable materials like marble and stone, further reducing the risk of fire spreading. Other priests, such as the Pontifex Maximus, played crucial roles in supporting the Vestal Virgins. They ensured that the fire was kept burning steadily and maintained the religious rituals associated with it. The Vestals themselves performed regular inspections to monitor the flame's health and condition. They were trained in early fire detection techniques, allowing them to act swiftly if any anomalies appeared. Technological advancements during their time included the use of reflective shields to direct light precisely onto the flame. These shields helped concentrate sunlight, ensuring a steady and bright fire even on cloudy days. The Vestal's vigilance and these innovative tools combined to create one of the most reliable and revered systems of fire maintenance in ancient Rome. As the centuries passed, their practices became even more refined, demonstrating Rome's dedication to preserving this crucial aspect of its religious and civic life. Every breath the Vestals took was filled with a sense of purpose, knowing that their work directly contributed to Rome's stability and prosperity. One of the most significant innovations was the development of smokeless ovens. These advanced cooking systems allowed for a cleaner and more controlled burning process, minimizing smoke that could interfere with the Vestals' maintenance of the sacred fire. Advanced flue systems also contributed to better fire control. These systems ensured that the smoke and fumes from the sacred fire were efficiently vented out of the Temple of Vesta, preserving a clear environment for the ritual. Improved ventilation methods further enhanced the control over the sacred fire. These innovations allowed for precise regulation of airflow, ensuring that the fire burned optimally without being extinguished by strong drafts or becoming smothered due to lack of oxygen. The incorporation of these technological advancements into the Vestals' rituals bolstered their ability to maintain the sacred fire. This, in turn, reinforced the belief that the stability and prosperity of Rome were directly tied to the uninterrupted presence of the eternal flame. The intersection of technological progress and religious practice highlights the ingenuity of ancient Romans in ensuring that their sacred rituals were as effective and precise as possible. This harmony between innovation and tradition underscores the Vestals' vital role in maintaining Rome's divine protection. And so, every action they took to tend the sacred fire was not just a ritual, but also a testament to Rome's technological prowess and its unwavering commitment to preserving the eternal flame.